Now to the latest on the war in Ukraine. New video from our team on the ground shows the destruction in a coastal village just south of the port city of Odesa following a Russian missile strike. Our contributor joins me now to discuss. ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy. So, Mick, this Russian strike comes on the heels of its commitment to a UN-backed agreement to lift a blockade of grain exports to help ease global food shortages. Odesa is a key port for those exports. So how does this latest strike impact concerns over that agreement?
So, Alexis, is concerning for multiple reasons. As you mentioned, they just signed an agreement brokered by the United Nations to allow wheat out of that key port. It's important for the entire world. It shows that they can't be trusted, and that is problematic going forward when it comes to any negotiation, certainly in a ceasefire or another type of agreement like this. And of course, it does affect international cost of food, and in the developing countries, that is a serious problem right now. So it is bad on just about every front, their actions here.
Now, Mick, we're also seeing video of a fire at an oil depot following a shelling in Donetsk. What's the latest on the Russian advance in the southeast, and how are Ukrainian troops holding up there?
So that is the main effort of the Russians, to try to take territory in the Donbas region. They are making some, but very slow progress. And the Ukrainians are looking like they're trying to mount a counteroffensive. And as more of these advanced weapon systems like the HIMARS get to the Ukrainian hands and get into the fight, that is becoming more and more likely. So I do believe the Ukrainians will start stalling or stopping the Russian advance and may actually start gaining some ground there, and in the key coastal city of Kherson, down near Odesa. It also looks like they're going to mount a counteroffensive there. So it has to be mitigated in our enthusiasm, but I think the Ukrainians may start getting some of the upper hand in some of these key battle spaces.
All right, we shall see. Now, the Biden administration partially blaming Russia, we know, for its invasion for higher gas prices here in the U.S., estimating that prices would be even higher without the release of oil from that strategic petroleum reserve. How will the war impact gas prices over the long term, do you think?
So I think it's going to continuously have an effect. I leave it to the economists about how significant that would be. But of course, fuel prices adds to all prices. And just like we just talked about, the increase in food prices around the world will be not only affected by this continued blockade of a key port like Odesa, but as fuel prices keep rising, then it costs more to get this food to the markets that need it. So it has a negative effect all across the board. Fuel and food, which are critical issues around the world, especially in developing countries, which bear the brunt of this, unfortunately.
Yeah, we see just how interdependent food and fuel really are, right? I want to get your thoughts on this. Cosmonauts will no longer be on the International Space Station soon. Russia announced that it's leaving the ISS after 2024. It says to focus on building its own outpost. How do tensions with the West over Ukraine play into that decision?
Well, I think they've been threatening this multiple times in the past, but from everything that I have seen, this looks like it could be true. So they might actually break away. It's very problematic because half of the space station is owned by Russia, half is essentially owned by the United States, and both are needed to actually operate the International Space Station. So this could really complicate it. In 2030, it looks like all countries are going to more commercial, and this will be done. But for that, from 24 to 30, that could be very problematic. I certainly do think that the Ukrainian situation and the tensions between the United States and Russia added to this apparent decision, which hasn't been relayed to NASA yet, but it does look like that's where they're headed.
Yeah, sounds reasonable. All right, Mick Mulroy, thanks very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.